So today let's talk about how your hip flexors might be preventing you from getting a really effective core workout. So some signs that when you do ab work, you might be overworking your hip flexors would be back pain, would be a lot of burning in this area. And also if you're a fan of hooking your feet underneath stuff and doing this and thinking that that's proper ab work, you're actually doing a lot of hip flexors here and not a lot of core activation. So here's what I'm going to suggest everyone try. Go ahead and here's a couch. I'm going to use my couch. You can use a bed, whatever works. Put the back of your calf on the couch here. What we need to do to wake up the core is to first deactivate the hip flexors. And we do that by activating the antagonist muscle, which are your hip extensors. So basically, turn off your hip flexors, turn on your butt. That's step one. So we're just going to start to exhale and lift my booty a couple inches into the air. And I want to do this without tucking my butt, yeah? So exhale, lift. And I'm going to hold my butt a couple inches in the air. Hold that position and make sure that if you take your fingers and you rub it around sort of the bikini line, it feels soft and relaxed. Then put your hands behind your head, okay? Hair's in the way. Okay, so back, my booty's in the air, I'm not tucking. I'm gonna exhale, start to lift. So what I'm doing is I'm exhaling and I'm thinking of bringing my ribs down to my hips. The mistake we tend to see is people are bringing their hips up, they're tucking their pelvis. That's more hip flexors. So disengage, no movement in your pelvis, and exhale, coming up. It's a small range of motion, and this should help us understand that the mechanics are trunk flexion, or bringing ribs down to hips, not the other way around, not hinging, but more drawing this in and down. Okay, so that is what I would recommend as a drill to help you understand how to turn off your hip flexors and how to turn on your core by way of glute extension. So if you have any questions, please let me know, and be mindful in moves like boat pose in yoga, or Russian twists, or Pilates half rollbacks. All of these movements have a tendency to really overwork your hip flexors and underwork your core unless you're really understanding how to activate correctly. So I hope that's helpful, and if you have any questions, please let me know.